welcome to 2Inspire. I am your host, Dennis Postuma, and today we have a very special guest. It is Cabi with Get Fit with Cabi, and today we are going to be talking about all of her weight loss journey, which I'm very excited about because when I first saw her on her Instagram page, and you'll see them in the magazine and both on the show, it is just amazing to see her transformation. She was originally born in Lima, Peru, and raised in Miami, Florida. And so we're going to get right into it and go over your fitness journey. Thank you and welcome to the show.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to do this.
We're excited. This has been a long time in the making, just so everybody knows. This is not an overnight.
Yeah.
You know, we're both very busy and got a lot going on. So this is exciting. So let's talk about, first of all, why did you decide, first of all, to change your life? Because what was it, 2 years ago when you started your Instagram? Okay, so tell me a little bit, what made you decide to do that, and let's go from there.
Well, I started my Instagram about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Which is very exciting. It's January 21st was my anniversary.
Okay.
And it's been a wonderful time. It's been such a fantastic, amazing journey that I've had. And I just decided, it's such a simple answer, which is sometimes kind of silly for me to say, but the simple answer is that I just wanted to be healthy.
Sure.
And I hadn't been healthy for my whole life. I hadn't been healthy. I was 28 when I started this. And I had been obese. I had been practicing very unhealthy habits with food and exercise. And then one day I realized that my life was quite happy. I had I was very blessed with the life that I was leading, but my health was not keeping up with that.
Yeah.
My health was just completely like the opposite. I was falling asleep at places. I had no energy. I couldn't run around. I couldn't play around. I was going up the stairs and feeling out of breath. And I was almost 30 and I didn't even know how to cook or how to eat healthy. And I was like,
yeah.
what do I do with my life? And so it was quite a decision that came very easy and quick for me. I was just like, didn't really overthink it. I was just like, I'm going to start. I'm just going to start. I'm going to stop making excuses and just start. And that's what led to that moment of just feeling not unhealthy, feeling not my best, feeling unhealthy, not aligning my health with how I was, leading my life. I had a very nice job, friends, family, everything was just wonderful. And it was not aligning. And so one weekend I decided, hey, it's time for me to get healthy.
That's, first of all, that's awesome. And also just so you know, everybody comes to that epiphany when they're like a certain age that, oh wait, I don't know how to cook or do anything. So wait a minute, so 30's a good one. But on that, I've had similar situations with my health, some forced on me, some not, with health issues, with ulcerative colitis and things. So I think it's always funny to hear, because it's not funny, I guess, a great story to hear when somebody goes through okay, wait a minute, everything else is lining up perfectly. I've got the career, you're checking your boxes, right? You're ready. And you're like, oh shoot, I forgot to actually take care of myself through the journey. So I'm really glad it happened for you. So now on that part of the journey, is that really why you started Instagram? Was it to start with an accountability partner and start posting out? Because your posts are amazing. I don't know how you do it with your energy. And and very real, authentic posts. I love it. So is that kind of why you started, like, to use Instagram as a tool for like accountability?
Yeah, I think, well, initially that wasn't the reason, but
okay.
it quickly became the reason.
Sure.
It does keep you very accountable, and it gives you the energy, it gives you the community to support you through your journey.
Sure.
But to be honest, it's another silly answer for me, but I think the main reason why I started my Instagram is because I felt like I needed a space to put the number on the scale.
There you go.
Instead of writing it down or keeping a diary, I was just like, I just want to take a picture of the scale, post it, and forget about it until the following week. And I just thought that Instagram would be a fun way for me to keep track of that, right?
Yep.
And so I was like, I just need a place to monitor, the scale. And that's initially why I started my Instagram. I was like, well, I'm gonna keep track of this through Instagram. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. But like I said, it quickly became the reason. Instagram became the reason why I was so accountable with my own journey, and I was able to get a very strong community from the get-go. Everybody was so welcoming. And I was a little bit afraid of the community on Instagram for weight loss, because you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know how people are going to respond to your journey. And it was within like a day or two that I started to get, some likes and some comments. And I found other people that were doing the same thing that I was doing. And I was like, oh my God, this is actually like a real space for people to be empowered and to feel healthy and to be accountable. And I just loved it. And so the main reason was definitely a place for me to add my scale number to this point. But within a few days, I was like, wow, I was very, very impressed by how strong of a community the weight loss community is online, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram. It's just like a bunch of support. I have not encountered anything that hasn't been support from people. And my Instagram is very upbeat. I also blocked all of my friends and family at first. I was like, I don't want anybody to know about this. I just wanted it to be for me, my space, whatever it is, mine. And then within, I would say, 5 to 6 months, everybody started to find me, my friends, my cousins. There were like some people that I forgot to block. They were like, I saw you on Instagram. And I was like, oh yeah, that's me. And eventually I had to tell people because it was just growing. And I had to tell my friends and everybody around me, and they were so happy. And when they would see my Instagram, they were like, that is you. Like, it's exactly who you are. But on Instagram, this is exactly who you are. And I was like, yeah, it's not only me, but it's unfiltered me. Like, I just say whatever it comes to mind because I don't feel like I have a following. I just feel like it's just me on Instagram. So when my friends and family found it, they were like, that's exactly who you are. You're like super upbeat. You're super energetic. You're super bubbly. And that comes across on Instagram because it's a real me. And so it's just
I'm sure that's why it grows and it does so well, is because you just have, you're very authentic. So I'm sure that why it works very well. So
it is such a fun time, and it feels such a good space for me. It's like a diary of what I'm doing, and I love it. I just really, really love Instagram.
Hey, I get you. So got a question for you on your on your total. Numbers aren't everything, and when people see your before and after pictures, and we're going to get them to your to see all those and whatnot, so you started originally at 255 pounds 2 years ago.
245.
245 2 years ago. Wow. And can I ask you how good have you done so far?
I have lost about 85 pounds.
Wow.
I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been such a, it's so insane for me to even say those words in that big number, saying 85, I lost 85 pounds. That sounds to me like it's almost unachievable. It's almost like impossible. And then when you actually do it and you realize that it is very much possible and you can actually do it and it's attainable, it doesn't feel that way until you're on the journey and you do it. Because I feel like a lot of people, when before they start, they have this number of the amount of weight that they want to lose. And it's such a big number sometimes. They're like 50 pounds, 100 pounds, that it just seems impossible sometimes. And so to even say that I've lost 85 pounds and I'm going to like the 100-pound mark, it's just very exciting to say. I'm very proud. I lost most of it the first year, because the first year I was like, I'm going to do this. And then progressively I decided to kind of have a balance of weight loss and, fitness and eat a little more and all that. So the past, the second year I lost, I would say like 25 pounds, I believe, 35. But the first year I kind of lost most of it. And I'm still on the journey now, but 85 pounds so far.
Wow. Congratulations. That's amazing. That's great. And so I always say too, it's like every time I look at my sidewalk to shovel snow here, because I'm not in the warmth, I'm in Ohio. So everybody says each journey begins with a single step, but if I look at the end of like what I need to shovel the snow, I just want to quit. But if I do one scoop at a time, somehow it gets done. So that's how I look at weight loss and training. But so tell me, so you picked up fitness, and obviously if you're gaining muscle, you're going to run into that hump of you're going to start gaining muscle. So your weight's going to start going back up. So I love that you mentioned that, because we are going to talk about others and how they can get into this, because you're going to hit that plateau of weight loss because of muscle build. So what's a day look like for you and as far as fitness goes and eating?
Well, I can talk to you about how it's changed through the 2 years that I've learned.
Okay. Yes, please do.
I started by doing cardio mostly.
Okay.
And I wasn't really thinking about muscle at that time. I think for me, because there's a lot of information out there on how to get fit and healthy, it was very overwhelming. So I told myself, let's just keep it simple. Let's just, you know, do one thing at a time. Like you said, like one day at a time, one thing at a time. And I just started with walking, and I did a very low amount of calories. I started with 1350 calories, which at the time was very low, but I was also not doing a lot of fitness. I was just walking, right? And so it was easy for me to keep that amount of calories. But through, you know, trial and error, I didn't know what I was doing at first, but through the months, I realized that, yeah, 1350 calories might be a little low for in the moment, but also it's very important to choose what you eat, right? Because if you eat veggie protein, that might fill you up more than a bag of chips, right? And so being wise with what you're eating with those calories, right? And so that's the first step. And then eventually I started to incorporate more fitness, more weight lifting and strength training and toning. And that was the second year. And I was like, I cannot keep doing 1350 calories because, like you said, like I'm burning more energy. I need more energy. And like, I'm also like, I'm going to gain weight. And I just like big, you know, combination of all the factors. So I did increase my calories a little more. And so I was doing 1500 to 1600. And it just depended on how I was feeling, right? Because I feel like being in tune with your body in weight loss is also very important. It's not like a one size fits all. It's not like one diet for all. It's just, you have to know your lifestyle. Do you have a family? Do you not have a family? Where do you work? How do you feel? Your mental health, your capacity, emotionally and physically. It's just a lot of factors. And you just have to like practice different things and try different things until something just clicks, right? And so for me, that's what happened for the second year. It kind of became more evident that I needed to do more strength training because I wanted to be a little more fit. And I increased my calories, and I was able to play around with the amount of calories that I was doing, because for a while I tried 1700 and for a while I tried 1400. And I was monitoring my weight loss through my fitness and my food and seeing what was the best combination for energy, for nutrition, and for strength training, right? And so I wanted to like find all those three and still be able to lose weight, which was just, you know, part of it, because the more I lose weight, the fitter I feel. And when I run, I feel lighter, and just a bunch of different factors that come into play. So I wanted to do it in a healthy way. So I tried different things. And for me, what worked the best for my situation was 1500 calories and a combination of strength training and cardio. Now what I do is I took a break from counting calories in December. I kind of gave my body a bit of a reboost because I was doing a calorie deficit diet for a while. And I did what I said, I need to increase my calories for a little bit, just kind of focus on using my intuition when I eat and learning how to do that, which is also very important. And that's something that I practice now with calorie counting. So I do both. I'm like, okay, am I hungry? Am I not hungry? Do I want to eat? Do I not want to eat? All that. And right now, my current day kind of looks like 1500 calories a day. Every meal and every snack that I have, I make sure to include protein. So I'll do like some sort of peanut butter or some sort of like anything that has protein, I'll have that. And I run, I go in the mornings and I try to run 2 miles or 2.5 miles 3 times a week, 2 or 3 times a week, depending on my schedule. In the mornings, I love running in the mornings. I wake up and I'm like, let's go on a run.
Get it going. Yeah, absolutely.
And then in the afternoon, I have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. I'm taking these classes online that I have an instructor, and she teaches me how to do Zumba toning, which is a bit of, like 3, 4, 5 pounds of weight and just dancing and cardio. And then on Wednesdays, we do functional training, which is heavier weights. I do I'm trying to do 10 pounds now. I started with 5, I went to 8, now I'm 10. So I'm very excited. I'm like, yay, 10 pounds.
That's awesome.
We do that, and we do an hour of strength training like that with abs and all. So I kind of, right now I'm mixing cardio and I'm mixing strength training, but you're seeing the result after 2 years, right? Because when I started, I was walking around my park for half an hour, walking only, right? Like every day for at least 2 months, I was walking. And then when I tried to run, I was jogging for 30 seconds only, and I couldn't do it for more. So right now, yes, you can see me right now being like, oh, I work out, 5 times a week, or I do this, I do that. But it wasn't this way my whole life, right? So it's been a progress. It's just been like from day one to now is something that I have been building up. But right now I feel like I like to work out, which is something that I didn't like before. And I stay active and I stay healthy. And like I said, I think protein, and I'm including more veggies, and I know how to cook a little better now.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
My day looks like 1,500 calories a day, and then working out as much as I can, just enjoying it, which is very, very important.
Sounds like an awesome lifestyle change, and it has become a lifestyle for you, which is awesome. But I also want to give you so much credit because you mentioned something for our viewers that is so huge. And because there are plenty of diets, and I'm working on a book right now about carb cycling and intermittent fasting, and you're talking about recharging your body and whatnot, because but you're right, it's all within. If you look within, you're going to find out, okay, because realistically, it's like anything else. What works for you, probably something different works for me. That's what the one thing I think where like a community of coaches need to start helping people with, saying, hey, actually you need to start listening to yourself and really just get out and do it. I always tell everybody, the journey, just get out and do it. Pick an hour. And even if you can only do it for 5 minutes the first time walking, look at where you are in 2 years, and look at now it's a complete change of your life. And so that leads right into what kind of advice would you give to others trying to make that transition and trying to lose weight? What advice would you give to somebody who wants to get started?
I think what you said is very, very important. It's coaches or even yourself, just listening to your own needs and your own body and what it's asking you. And that sounds very hard sometimes when you don't have that, like, you're not in tune with your body, but definitely listen to what it's telling you. There are days that I need to rest, that I don't work out. There are days I have a lot of ladies that talk to me about, that time of the month that they get pains and cramps and like, do you work out? And I say, the truth is that if I feel like up for it and I feel like I want to work out, I do. And if I'm in pain and I don't want to, I don't. And it is that kind of like, it's just that simple sometimes for me. And I don't make it complicated.
Yeah.
So my advice is don't make it complicated. You don't have to be at the gym 4 hours for it to matter and to count. There are a lot of the times, even now today, that I say a 15-minute walk is better than no walk.
Yeah.
And sometimes even now that I know I can do 2.5 miles, running on and off, sometimes I don't feel like, I just go on a walk for a mile. Yeah. And it's just, and what I tell people a lot is just, you might not feel like you're doing a lot with the workout. And maybe you're not, right? But the fact that you're getting out there and creating that habit of being, being active and being fit and doing your best at that time with what you need and what your body's asking for you to do, that's more than enough, because that's how you create the habit. And that's how I did it, because there were times that I didn't want to do it. And I was like, well, these walks for half an hour, what are they doing for me? Or,
Yeah.
I'm not burning calories. I'm not doing a lot. But I stuck with them. And I said, I'm going to stick to this and I'm going to do my walks. And whether I'm not sweating and I'm not burning calories, I'm out here and I'm trying. And eventually those walks became runs.
Yeah.
And they happened by me trying, okay, I'm going to try to run for 30 seconds. And I remember that at that time I was 230 pounds. I was pretty heavy. And so running those 30 seconds felt like I had won this, like the 5K, the 10K, like I had won a medal. I felt so proud of myself for those 30 seconds. And I remember that there were times that I was running for 20 seconds and I was like, 10 more seconds. And I would do it, right? And for me, the 30 seconds were the best thing that's ever happened to me, because I was like so proud of them. And then those 30 seconds became a minute. And then it became 2 minutes, and then it became 3 minutes.
And now you just completed your first 5K, or is it?
I did. My first 5K was in November of 2019. I did it once.
Okay.
I did. So it was like it was about 11 months after I had started walking. Okay.
Okay.
And then I stopped doing them, and then I did them again not long ago, because I was kind of afraid of doing a 5K again. I didn't know if I could do it. I was like, but I tried it again last year and I did it. And then this year I did it once more, which actually this year took me a little longer than the first time. But because I took a break from running for like a few months, and I was like, oh man, I can get back on it. And so now I'm back to the best time that I've ever been, right? Now I'm back to it. But it's just that process of fitness. Yeah. And my first 5K for me was a dream come true, because I never thought in my lifetime I would ever want to do a 5K and to actually do the 5K. So yeah. it was a dream come true completely. But my advice is that don't make it complicated. Baby steps, and baby steps will get you to the big steps. And so don't feel frustrated because you don't have the fitness, or you're not burning as many calories, or you're not at the gym for 5 hours, because everything you do counts. Everything you do matters. So if it's 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes, it counts. And the other piece of advice is just listening to your body and what you need, and don't put a lot of stress on that, kind of just take it day by day, do your thing. If some days you don't want to work out, listen, you don't have to. You can be your own coach. Yeah, you can be your own coach. I'm not saying don't work out forever for weeks on end, right? But I'm saying, like, if there are days that you want to take off, take off, because the last thing you want to do is develop a hateful relationship with fitness, right? And so you have to do things that you like, and you have to do things that you care about. So I always tell myself, I'm my own coach. I'm not in a competition with anybody. It's just me and myself. So I'm gonna do what my body tells me that I can do. And at first, 2 years ago, that was 30-minute walks, and now it's 2 months and a half running on and off. I still have to walk sometimes, but I run most of it, and I'm very happy about my progress and where I'm at now. But it was through the idea that I was my own coach, and I didn't need to impress anybody but myself, and I need to do my best.
Yeah.
So I think that is my biggest advice.
I think that's great. And that keep it simple. It's not easy, but keep it simple. And you mentioned something too, your mental toughness. How much has that grown over the last 2 years, knowing that you're your own coach, you're your own accountability partner for that? How is that? How have you noticed a big change?
Definitely. I think, but also what happens when you let go of that pressure of wanting to be like the other person, or wanting to, be at the gym for 5 hours for it to count. And when you let go of the outer pressure, it just really helps you be that strong-minded, and your motivation and your discipline, right? Because then it's just you, and you don't need to care about anybody else. But it does help me to see the progress in my own body, because when you see progress, it just kind of makes you feel stronger about what you're doing. It makes you feel like you can do this, and feeling like you can do this. Yeah. That is everything, right? But I was talking about it on my Instagram the other day, how, when you feel like you're gaining weight or you're losing the fitness, that's where it goes down, right? It becomes this negative energy of I cannot do it. Yeah. And it fits into the whole thing, right? And so you kind of start to develop this very negative relationship with yourself, with fitness, with the food. And you don't feel like you're capable of doing what you are capable of doing.
Right.
And so what I felt that way sometimes. I don't feel that way often, but I have felt that way. And what I do is I just tell myself, in order for you to stop feeling this way, you just need to get back on it.
Yeah.
And the only way for you to feel like you can do it is to show yourself that you can do it.
Yeah.
And to show up for yourself. And so obviously the times where I feel like I'm getting stronger, that I'm losing weight, that I feel healthy, that's when my mental health is at its best. And that's when I'm strong, the most, like, I'm in it, I'm going to do it, I'm motivated, I'm disciplined, I got this. But to get there, you need to start.
Yeah.
Right. And so just tell yourself that the fastest way for you to get to where you want to be is to just start right now. And the sooner you start, the sooner you're going to get there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's kind of definitely like the better you feel, the stronger you feel, and the more capable you feel like you can do. And you can do it. Definitely everybody can do it. Yeah. Right. You just need to really listen to your body and find your own needs.
I love that. The first thing is to definitely start. I mean, if you look at the original Amazon page or the original Facebook page, and where they just started, and that's where their success came from. Yeah, you're not going to get it right at first. Nobody does, not in success in anything you do. But I love that. And I also admire the fact that what you said. I love the personality who has the you versus you mentality. And it's all about your own personality, or your own personal best. My brother, bless his heart, he's very good at that as well. To where he's an athlete as well, and he never talks about himself, so I'll talk about him. But when he goes and does a meet and he throws, it's the only thing that matters for him is his own PR. That's all he cares about. And I've never been able to. I mean, I admire that, and I try to get there, but I'm not there yet, because that's an admiring quality, to be able to look at it that way. Forget about everybody else and all the noise. What have I done that's improved myself? So I love that. And the other thing I love is the no excuses mentality. I hear people who say, oh, well, I travel. I mean, I remember using a briefcase and putting my laptop in it and putting a bunch of extra magazines in it and doing curls in a hotel room. So I'm doing push-ups. So, I mean, there's all sorts of reasons, and you can eat chicken without a bun, and you can do all sorts of different things to help. So I love that you mentioned that. That's really good.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I think that there's a difference between having reasons and having excuses, right? Because sometimes, you know, life does get in the way, and we have multiple different things and stages of life that affect our weight and our journey. But like you said, like there were times that I had to travel for work, and I would take my oatmeal to my hotel, you know, and I would take, even if I didn't have time to work out, I still took my workout clothes, and I was like, in case, you know, I have time to work out, I'll do it. I'll do it in the room, and I'll dance. I do a lot of dancing too, because I like to keep myself fit through, you know, dancing in the days that I don't have time to go out on a run. And so I'll just play some music and just dance and like sweat. And so there are ways, you know, when they say when there's a will, there's a way, right? But I think it's also important to acknowledge the fact that you might, it's okay to have a reason where it doesn't permit you to work out or do certain things, because yes, life happens. So you shouldn't beat yourself up for that, right? If you cannot do something, you cannot do something, and that's okay. But make sure that, you know, those reasons don't become excuses, and the other way around, to just make sure you differentiate between the two, and not give up, just continue pushing forward.
Completely agree. That's very well put. I love that. So how would you say social media has helped you in as far as what you're doing and how your journey goes?
There's definitely that accountability factor that I was telling you about, but that community that we have on Instagram and social media, first of all, I think it's up to you, right? Who you follow and who you interact with, and who you let in your DMs and engage in conversation. So you can make the best out of social media, and that's really up to you and who you want to follow and all that. But it has a very strong community of people that feel exactly the same way that you do. And when you find a space where you find people that relate to what you're doing, and you can relate to them, and they're normal people, working people, moms, you know, all kinds of different people that you can find, students, like anybody that will, you know, that whose life will look like yours, it makes you feel like you can do it. Yeah. And so I feel like Instagram, if anything, is a way for me to feel like I can do it, because I see other people do it, right? And so I follow girls that I don't follow a lot of fitness gurus or, you know, big influencers. Most of the people that I follow are normal girls like me that are just trying their best. And that encourages me, because I see that they're trying their best, so I can do it too. And so I follow, I'm not a mom, but I do follow a lot of moms that are also very busy. And I always tell myself, if they can do it with 4 kids, I can do it with no kids. So, you know, I just tell myself. And so I think it's having that space, which is amazing. The internet is just, I sound like, you know, I sound so old, but the internet is amazing, where you can find people from all over the world that you can relate to, and they can give you advice, and you can see what they're doing and maybe replicate that and feel motivated. And so it has helped me a lot, inspiring me and pushing me the days that I didn't feel like doing it. And also it helps me keep going, right? Because I do have an audience, and I do have a platform that is there, and they feel motivated by what I'm doing. So not only do they motivate me, but I know that I motivate them. And it's this amazing, beautiful, positive cycle of motivation and love and support. And there are times that I've been like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm good. But that I know that I want to keep going for my health, and that I have a platform that will continue pushing me, and I can continue motivating, and so I keep going, right? And so it's a bit of a both way street. But if anybody wants to start their Instagram, I definitely recommend this 100% to do it. And they can start it the way that I did, which is blocking people from your work or from your friends or from whoever you don't want to follow you. That's what I did at first, and I just kept it about completely people that were about fitness and health and weight loss, and that I could relate to. And it used to really massively help me on my journey. It's just such a powerful tool to have. to keep yourself accountable and to have that community of support of people that look like you and that motivate you every day.
That's awesome. So you really built a teamwork and a family around that is relatable to you, and that is what's beautiful and what's powerful about the internet. There's always, you know, bad with any good, but that is what's powerful about it, is you can, no matter where anybody lives, you can find those things and you can find that community. So well, first of all, thank you very much for being on the show. How does everybody get a hold of you, or how do they follow you on Instagram if they want to check you out?
Of course, my Instagram is Get Fit with Cabi, or Cabi. You can say however you want to say it. Get Fit with Cabi, and I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Twitter. So that's where I'm gonna be hanging out. But my main platform is Instagram. That's where I update every day. You can see my recipes, you can see my meals, you can see my fitness, what I'm doing every day on my story, and my feed with my before and afters that I've sent you. You've seen them, and they made me excited, and they're really motivating to see myself just through the years changing. I have everything documented on my Instagram, so that's where you'll find me.
It is truly inspiring. Your Instagram is very inspiring. And I thank you for making a difference in the world and for helping people out there to get to that next step in the journey. So thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you. Yeah, it's been an honor. And thank you for being inspiring. And we want everybody else to live to inspire. Thank you.